And hello and welcome back to the CFS24 Regionals. Road to Hangzhou, of course. Sneaky to Suave on the mic this time. Para dito sa third series of the day. And it is gonna be the MattJess versus PM match. Third of the day, of course. I think this is yung first matchup of the day na we are slightly going close in terms of your rankings. Of course, Pacific Macta occupying second and MattJess occupying third here, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a spicy one. This should be, with this being the first match in on round 5 of our group stage, this is gonna be a real shakeup. Of course, we saw quite a few kind of ties actually in the standings now, and this, I think at this point we are definitely closing towards the tail end of our group stage here, and I think this is gonna be a spicy one, right? Because MattJess, they've been looking really good recently. Pacific Macta, on the other hand, kind of in a downturn. They've lost quite a few matches in a row. They lost to Ubik Maniac yesterday, and less than savory results have been on the docket for them quite recently. So there's definitely going to be a little bit of pressure for them to try and stay in that playoffs bracket, knowing that, of course, as you can see on the standings, there's quite a lot of people contending for it. We've got SGJ all the way in 5th right now. We've got Ubik Maniac at the top. And with Pacific Macta currently tied up with Vanguard, with MattJess, and with Vanguard and MattJess, then one wrong move and they could go all the way down from 2nd to 4th, Sneaky. That is going to be a mess on the standings here.
Especially 4th is such a dangerous territory, no? Especially fully knowing SGJ Reborn but only played 4 matches. And, when they come to their 5th, this is going to be them and itong CMG later. Obviously, CMG also looked good in a very strong map in Eagle Eye against itong Pacific Macta. But then, the rest of it didn't really go their way dito, pare. But yeah, I mean, in all honesty, both teams need a win to kind of break the monotony dito ng ating first, second, third, and fourth. And of course, we're going to take a look at the schedule and what the rest of the day is going to look like. We just got done with the first 2 matches dito na araw natin. Ubek Maniac, tinalo ang Gaon Gaming. Vanguard, tinalo dito yung Sunday Shrooms. Fourth was closer, that's for sure. And very, very close affair between Sunday Shrooms and Vanguard, but Vanguard closed it out in that last round. Pero nandito na nga tayo sa ating MattJess versus Pacific Macta. Obviously, Pacific Macta, man, having a hard time. Parang may something talaga sa mga young core plus Cebuano combo.
yeah. Man, as the local Cebuano on the broadcast, I concur.
Yun nga, may something, maybe there is something about it.
It's the lechon buff.
Balay mo, diba? It could be the lechon buff. And to be fair, I think yung results dito ng MattJess isn't too bad considering yung context ng kanilang laruan dito from yesterday's games. They didn't look too bad dito sa 4th, but Black Widow left more to be desired para sa kanila dito, only ending up 10-4 against itong SGJ. But, MattJess, they're gonna try to redeem themselves, of course. And, there's a reason why this, at least the core of the team consistently makes itong top 3 natin. But we're talking about Pacific Macta here, pare. This is definitely one of the harder opponents in the group stage.
Yeah, to be fair, right, the amount of matches that MattJess have had so far, right, it's not exactly been the easiest here. Considering their schedule, the way that our group stage has unfolded in terms of like the scramble of things, right? So going towards the tail end of our group stage, of course, for MattJess, I think this should make things a little bit more possible for them to kind of secure a higher slot here. And like we said right now, I think both these teams, MattJess and Pacific Macta, they're kind of in a middling position. They're looking very solid middle of the pack right now, considering the amount of matches played. But the problem is, right, one of them is gonna have to fall at some point. But of course, with that being said, let's meet the first team. It's gonna be the Cebuanos MattJess.
There we go. MattJess on our screens in the exact same spot that they were playing for the past few times. They've kind of switched venues, from their first match, and now they got themselves a little place ongoing. But interestingly enough, MattJess, of course, one of the bigger surprises dito sa laruan natin. Yun nga, STJ didn't go their way, unfortunately. But there were some moments that you could kind of point at that you could say, oh, this team is actually very, very insane, very, very good. But ayun nga, looking at the roster, it's still CBN leading the entirety of the group stage when it comes to headshots per kill at 0.78 and 1.10 KD. Rel's obviously now starting to heat up this tournament natin, and he's definitely gonna need to be online, man, because this is the Revenge versus Rel's matchup that I bet he's looking forward to dito sa laruan natin.
Yeah, I think Rels has been one of the standout players for MattJess consistently all throughout the group stage so far. And with finally this kind of caliber of players, right, on the sniper, on the AWM, those longer angles are going to be very scary to try and hold on to, especially when you have the type of team that knows how to play on top of that, right? The speed at which MattJess plays, the follow-up on Rels is insane. But with that being said, of course, enough about MattJess. Let's talk about our Tagalog squad. It's gonna be Pacific Macta.
Oh, there we go. Pacific Macta on our screens. Where the hell is Revenge? Pero yun nga.
Rosat in Cocomelon Land.
Yun nga, Rosat in Cocomelon Land. Justin is in Cyberpunk Mall, pare, somewhere. And yun nga, we get to see a bit of Buko as well. Two angles of Buko, pare. This is what we want for him to pop out on our screens. Pero yun nga, Pacific Macta, of course, set statistics so far dito sa ating mga laruan. Obviously, everyone above the 1 KD ratio dito, pare. Yesterday's Eagle Eye left more to be desired para sa Pacific Macta, especially the standard that we hold up. Etong Macta on, so maybe they're gonna try to redeem and have a clearer game today. Maybe try to avoid Eagle Eye, pare. But I think knowing itong MattJess, no, they don't really like. It's not that they don't like playing Eagle Eye. It's just that I haven't seen them.
It's just not their favorite map in the world.
So at least safety to yung Pacific Macta from that position. But yeah, rest of the squad, I mean, Revenge, you're gonna expect him to perform. NBA is also there. And finally, Aldrin making it over the 1.0 hump, pare. He's joined the 1.00 club pataas dito ng Pacific Macta. And obviously, without Aldrin, man, they could have not have won that Eagle Eye game, pare.
Yeah, I think that's a really spicy one when you think about it as well, right? I mean, Eagle Eye was such a strange map to see Pacific Macta kind of almost be taken the distance, right? And it was such a strange kind of rhythm that both teams were playing yesterday. It was kind of a question mark, but of course, in the end, Pacific Macta, they still do get that win. But with that being said, I think one of the more important players here we talked about earlier would be that sniper matchup. But on the key players here, it's going to be MVA and CBN. CBN being that new addition here to the MattJess roster, who has, at the start of this group stage, we didn't think it was going to work. But I think CBN, this guy is doing God's work right now for MattJess.
Yeah, for sure. Origins, of course, coming in from Impact. So he used to play for a Million Gaming. He was formerly known as Byron, pero ngayon, I think he's liking the name CBN a lot more. And he's gained himself a lot more luck. And kaya nga sinasabi ko time and time again, Impact is a very important tournament to kind of scout out players just like this, right? So obviously, it's going to be the battle of the entries between yung dalawang teams natin. NBA having some pretty good stats, had a pretty good game on the Eagle Eye as well. When some of the members are kind of dropping in terms of performance dun sa mapa na yun. But we're going to take a look at the match history. And we are going to see a whole lot of Macta, not Macta dubs. Actually, I forgot they did beat them sa group stage at one time. Oh yeah, oo nga pala. Yeah, I remember this. This is why they went 4-3 dun sa group stage. Macta went 4th actually in group stage, and they still won the tournament. But yeah, that was a funny moment, pre, in last Masters when Macta was kind of tripping and falling dun sa group stage natin.
Yeah, things got weird last Masters, man.
Yeah, that's a roster with Lloyd.
Yeah, it's such an interesting thing, right? MattJess, they have lost Lloyd, they pick up CBN here, and in that process, I think they've kind of risen to another level as a squad. I think they look really good right now. But the thing is, as well, despite the fact that matches look better than they did in the past, it's just that everyone else is progressing at the same rate. And if it's not the same rate, they might even be progressing faster than matches. Examples including Ubik Maniac, including Vanguard right now, rising through the ranks.
Yeah, I think yung problema lang talaga dito na matches, right? They don't have the same resources as itong Ubek and itong Pacific Macta and SGJ, right? They have boot camps and everything. Para naman dito sa matches, right? It's the group of homies that just so happens to get third every single time sa Masters.
Yeah.
They're a consistent top 4 team dito sa tournament natin. So we're gonna have to wait and see dito sa ating map dito. Obviously, Black Widow's gonna pop out, pare. You already know na they're gonna be willing to play that. So yun nga, avoiding Mexico, avoiding Eagle Eye, Ankara, sub-base.
Sub-base.
So we're going Black Widow map 3. Lahat ng predictions ko today, lumalabas sa map 3. I did say Eagle Eye was gonna pop out earlier, but then it went to map 3. And then ngayon, now we have Ankara and sub-base. Obviously, Ankara and sub-base. Both very good maps dito ng Pacific Macta. But I feel like itong matches are gonna be a lot more comfortable pagdating dito sa sub-base, right? Obviously, it's a staple map pagdating sa mga Cebuanos and every other region that's outside of Manila. And Black Widow is going to be very interesting if ever makakaabot tayo dun. But, I mean, first 2 picks look really good for Macta, but matches, I think maasim naman sila to the point na they can probably get one of these maps.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm expecting a really good showing out of sub-base. Of course, we know that sub-base is the it's the stronghold of the Bisaya teams. I would not be surprised if matches take this one with ease. But gotta say this again, it's Pacific Macta they're up against right now. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a banger of a matchup if both teams are on form today.
Yeah, I think fortunately para dito sa matches, Macta is going to start things off on the BL side of this map. But at the same time, Pacific Macta, we remember what happened the last time na naglaro sila ng sub-base. It was not pretty for the players playing in yung GR side natin, obviously. So, that's the context of playing against Upik, And it seems like everyone's ready to go. Aldrin looking a bit sleepy. Ayun lang. Seems like MattJess is happy to be here, pare. I mean, why not, right? It's the regionals. It's a team that is full of young players wanting to learn from the best, and of course, MattJess has their fair share of shooters
Revenge?
as well. Pero Revenge with the jump peak immediately, round number 1 pa lang. But as Classic Rails, honestly, he just sends it into CA, looking for that opening picks LA, and he doesn't get it. MZ goes down as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty fast start for Pacific Macta. I didn't expect Revenge to be hitting the pedal to the metal as soon as now. But, of course, Macta, they are aware that this is matches they're going up against. One of the most insanely fast-paced pub styles that you will be playing against right now in the current age. So, of course, push up from Justin. He doesn't know. Didn't see Justin out through the window. Now it's going to be an easy takeover on to B-side. There's only one man here. And A7J did not even get the chance to look in the direction of where he wanted to shoot. It's going to be up to CB. And this 1v4 near unwinnable right now if Pacific Macta, their performance now is indicated by how the start of the round went. Then it's going to be looking good for the veteran squad. Over 25 seconds still left on the clock. Of course, CBN not even gonna get the chance. Quick scope from Revenge. Pare, Revenge looks scary today.
Yeah, and to be fair, right, I think yung default ng Pacific Macta in this particular map, like, it goes down to like a 3-1-1, and it's really hard to go for immediate pushes dito sa mapa na to, especially when you're running into 3 people, especially when you're running into Revenge when he's ready for that type of play. I feel like itong Macta, their style varies to a case-to-case basis na itong matches, they also, obviously, they love to push forward, they love to be sticking together, they love going aggressive, but, you can't do that against Macta when they know what you're doing.
Yeah. And the thing is, right, matches, they don't really have that kind of, let's say, agility, right, when it comes to being able to switch around that map when you're up against Pacific Macta, just because of the flexibility of Macta as a roster. Now, Revenge, taking on A7J, Rel's going to be answering back in kind with the sniper as well. So one sniper still alive here for MattJess. And the exploration from Pacific Macta, look at this. This is a two-prong push. You've got a three-man push on A, and one lurk coming out here with Aldrin. Unfortunately, he gets taken down a little bit early. So the distraction is not going to be there for when they go on site. It's going to be a hard one. MBA now making his way forward through Van. MattJess unaware of what's going on the other side. Should be waiting for the right time to strike back as no utility has been thrown out just yet. Nothing just yet. And now, Rels, he takes down ZYK. We're down to a 2v2 here. 50 seconds on the clock. No plan just yet. There's utility being thrown out. MattJess, they know they want to deny it, but they cannot. And now, retake in full swing. MZ, first point of contact, headshot over at the MBA. Justin, here, he gets that kill, trigs it out. 1v1, Rels, the sniper up against Justin, one of the most accomplished riflers in the Philippines now. But it's gonna be the quick score from Rels. Insanity! It's 1-for-1 here, and we're just getting started.
Yeah, you can't really disrespect itong si Rels realistically, you know. He is the type of player to punish that type of play. And we do see that immediately galing sa kanila dito. Rels obviously starting to hit some key shots. Gamit yung kanyang sniper. MattJess, it was a bit of a risky retake to go for full exit, but it works out in their favor. Justin, maybe a bit disrespectful, but at the same time, medyo mataas pa naman yung timer ng C4 dito. So we kind of tried to go for an off timing. Nakapasok na sa site itong si Rels. Maybe he's looking in towards left stairs instead, but obviously, it did not happen. But Pacific Macta 1-1, down to the 1v1. It's just it kind of sucks na they did lose that 1v1, but you can't doubt Rels, man. You can't doubt Rels, especially when he's starting to roll dito sa mapa natin.
This guy is one of the most scary people to go up against because the other person would be revenge. So, yeah, it's a fair fight, one would say. But with this current 1-1 setup on that A side, CBN down below and Va on 2F, it's gonna depend on whether or not they have the right timing. This time, Va is not gonna be ready for it. CBN looking the other direction. He does get that flick over onto Justin, but the immediate trade is there for MVA. Now the smoke's gonna be going up again, and just like that, the lightning fast pace from Pacific Macta gonna be putting that bomb down immediately. Flashes out, the retake in full swing. Now Rel's not gonna be able to see anything on the other side of the smoke. A7J, careful. Anyone up by a ramp takes down ZYK, but MVA and Aldrin take down kills of their own. It's gonna be MZ now, 1v3. Trying to stay alive instead of the smoke. The muzzle flashes everywhere, but he cannot connect a single shot. Pacific Macta cleans it up with the help of revenge.
That's such a scary sight to see, you know, once you start shooting and then maybe down dalawang muzzle fire sa smoke.
I think it was 3, man.
Just try to avoid it as much as possible, man. Those are not fireworks, those are gunshots, my friend. And
do not go into the lights.
Yeah, very nice try, but Rels out of the round already thanks to ZYK. And I think ang ginawa dito ni Rels, he tried to go for a second mid peek, but he doesn't expect the MZ. MZ sees the C4, pero Aldrin a bit too quick on the trigger, pare. E7 trade. Trying to go for the continuation dito sa mid. Pero mapapabalik sa dito. Justin, low HP. A7J down to half, pero numbers advantage pa rin para sa Pacific Macta.
Yeah. There's a lot of damage done to them, though. So a few well-placed wall bangs should be able to take down these Pacific Macta members if they're timed right. But the problem is right now, they're so compact in mid. At matches, they're going to have no idea where it's going to be coming from. Although, granted, of course, with A7J having felt that presence in mid, he will back off, move towards tunnel. Pacific Macta actually might fall into a trap unless Justin checks. Yes, he does. He finds A7J out of the open. He's not ready for it. And now MVA. Look at the timing. He finds Va on his knees. Now it's going to be CBN again. In 1v4, it's looked familiar. It's happening again now. And with the bomb down like this, time pressure is on. MVA out in the open. 25 seconds now. Every second counts for this guy. CBN gonna have to check it out. Swings out but cannot connect. MVA takes his head off to get that third round for Pacific Macta.
Yeah, akala natin yung A7J na mag-U-turn dito yung Pacific Macta pabalik ng hotel and or tunnels B because he took that position. But Pacific Macta, obviously nasa kanila yung CA. Mid control is theirs. And they don't want to go through tunnels B, especially considering that gives time for MattJess to rotate dito sa RS and kind of create a bit of a crossfire dito sa B site. So they just had a very, very swift high-bit push instead. Napakaganda naman known from the side of Pacific Macta, but that round really looked risky para sa kanila dito. ZYK first one down, buti na lang nandun si Aldrin, but Aldrin is also down to half HP, so MattJess basically on equal footing with Macta at the moment, pare.
Yeah, a little bit sideways on that first engagement here. Pacific Macta, I think they are mimicking the MattJess style of going with the early engagements, then following up later. But, you know, currently I think MattJess, they have just not had the number of Pacific Macta. The reads are not there just yet for MattJess. With that being said, I think ZYK is doing a great job on the calling now. Again, last time it was out through Arch. MVA pushes through Vents. This time he's not going to be expected. They fully stampede over the site here. And with CBN gone, it's going to be last two members for MattJess. Again, but Rails! What is that? He finds MVA on the other side of the smoke now. And look at the delay given by the utility. MattJess might have gotten that first kill, but the problem is now they're still down a man. And with very little time to speak of A7J, he should be starting to look for some kind of information on the site. Rels is all the way around. Justin sees him coming, but he gets that kill. A7J out for the straight 2v1 Aldrin on the site. He follows the muzzle flash. A7J knows what's coming. There's only 10 seconds on. The defuse is coming through, but Revenge denies it! Down to the wire these rounds are coming, but Pacific Macta very much in the lead.
4-1. And man, I really thought dito sa CBN that he would have gotten two at least as soon as nakalabas na sila sa vent since Ba was the first contact on that site. But I feel like itong Pacific Macta were kind of hyper aware that CBN is the kind of dude to play a bit more far forward dito sa site natin. And once he got spotted by Justin, that's a tragedy para dito kay CBN, man. The trigger discipline sometimes, you know, doesn't work out. And you kind of just sit there and they're like, hey, man, I should have just shot immediately kung sino man yung nakita ko dito sa harap. But, you know, sometimes you have to take those risks. But it is called a risk for a reason dito, pare. So, Pacific Macta with a 4-man mid formation. And, of course, with ZYK's classic position of just watching itong second mid. Eventually, he's gonna start to crawl in sa hotel. And definitely not gonna care whether there is a person on the other side. And he's just gonna walk on in. The Rels already out of the picture to start ng ground. Pacific Macta, they're gonna retreat a bit, pero maglalagay pa sila ng dalawang players. That there's a trade ongoing. I think Justin was trying to start the silent hop, pero MC nakita dito si Aldrin. I think Justin blocked itong si Aldrin from getting out of TP. Yun lang.
So unfortunate here, but here MVA, he finds A7J trying to catch him up in the rotation, and look at this. The pull that they have had on MattJess right now. They have separated themselves, and now Revenge, he finds Va all alone. This 4-man push from Pacific Macta making their way towards B. It's gonna be a hard one now, CBN. Why is it always CBN left in these situations? But of course, he might be the man. He does take down MVA here. Revenge out on second mid, ready for the angle. Not seen just yet, but they know that he's here. 30 seconds left on the clock. The flash here, the first delayed, the retake from CBN. The smoke's out as well. Justin up above the stairs, and everyone else so far back that he's gonna have to check so many different angles, put himself at risk with every check now. He pushes out CBN, sees ZYK, but behind Justin will clean it up.
There you go, 5-1. Pacific Macta on a roll dito sa kanilang BL side. CBN though, man. Even though we lost that round, I mean, Anzapelo entry fragger panic, the way he clears angles is just so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he just slides on in, still having yung crosshair tutok na tutok. He doesn't really move it, no? He's just in a straight line, expecting Macta to walk on in right then and there. But NBA catching one of the members down. Justin blows up to CBN. And they probably know about A7J because of that smoke. So alam po nila na merong isang player na nasa loob ng A site and 2 players in B. So Pacific Macta, they're waiting for the rest of MattJess to react, obviously. Alam nila magpo-push forward yung team na to if ever meron silang numbers disadvantage. So ZYK is just going to be held back for a bit, but most likely making A execute to. Oh, he just switched to the M4. He wants to wall bang a bit dito, pare.
Yeah. Other rails, this high-low setup on second mid might be a surprise for Macta, but the problem is right there. At that cost, it will cost the manpower. That A is gonna be only in the hands of A7J, and look at this, the response. As soon as they see the people, it's gonna be a run for A side, but it might be too late. A7J is gone, and Justin already lurking around mid, waiting for the rotation to happen. Now, side take not happening just yet. Pacific Macta might be overcooking here if MattJess can find the time. But instead of doubling up, they actually separate. I don't know if this is gonna be the right call, Sneaky, because when you have a 4-man wall of A7 sorry, of M4s in your face, like what do you even do?
Yeah, I think MattJess is like, all right, why not, man? A1, A1B, put it down to the mechanical prowess na lang ng mga players dito. Pero mapapaikot lang si MZ, checking hotel, making sure that B is clear. And I think yung assumption dito ng Pacific Macta on the A side is that nandun si A7J that there's still someone watching that position. Pero MZ missing the spray kay ZYK. ZYK obviously gonna go for the chase. Aldrin getting si Rails, and that means the A side is wide open. They know exactly where MZ is. And si ZYK na mismo tapos ng round natin. 6-1 Pacific Macta. Just a clean BL side para sa kanila dito.
Yeah, I don't think this is the best look on MattJess right now. Rather than doubling up, they do choose to separate instead. I think there may be a little bit of overconfidence in the MattJess camp right now.
Is this the MJB, pare?
Exactly. It might look like it's happening right now. The push out, but there's no one here, man. The read is wrong. They've gone all the way up. Now they have to go back to their default positions. Macta already in tunnel, already in hotel. Nice and wide open for them, but it might be it. If this rotation is already pushed up from A7J. He falls at the hands of Aldrin now. B covered, but CBN is there. The rotations have come in time. Rels on the long angle as well with the AWM in hand, looking to poison the hopes of Pacific Macta to put that bomb down. It's not happening just yet. Smokes up and no cover.
Yeah, C4 is gonna go down. Revenge. Gonna oblige with the C4 plant. But this is good though by MattJess. Meron silang hotel control. Second mid nasa kanila as well. So alam na nila lahat ng Pacific Macta members ay nasa loob ng slope and or tunnel 3. But are they gonna clear it in time? Ba around the corner. Justin staring at the ZYK. Not getting covered by Justin. CBN with a triple kill. And si MBA na lang natitira. But if it's anyone to touch it, it is gonna be Matt. CBN's gonna go down. The exchange. Rails the dump. No! Why did you dump, bro? Ayun lang. Too close for comfort. Everyone's laughing about it kasi Justin missed an entire clip on the player coming in galing dito sa hotel, but they got it anyways thanks to Matt.
There was no way in hell that should have ended that way. And now Pacific Macta, it's gonna be a new ignition, a new fuse that is burning for them. Having felt that they have the advantage now, A7J and MZ trying to double up in mid, falling one at a time. Now Aldrin, he takes out A7J, the nade's out to prevent MZ from taking more ground. But Pacific Macta having won that round, man, it's gonna ruin the confidence of these MattJess players. A push out from Justin as well. Look at the time they've gotten. Out through vents. Spotted out. Pacific Macta know exactly where the last two MattJess are right now, and they're trying to keep them away. Push out MBA and Justin to clean it up. It's gonna be 8-1. What a first half of the set, Sneaky. Pacific Macta in full control.
Yeah, 8-1. Plus they get to play their more wanted side, which is gonna be that GR. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be smooth sailing para sa kanila dito for the rest of the round. And this goes back to my point that I made on my podcast. Wow, podcast plug, Crossing the Fire.
Yeah, Crossing the Fire, by the way.
There is a level above sa Crossfire between like the top 3 teams and the rest of the region. And it's kind of evident dito sa game natin, no? Like, yun nga, MattJess is a good team. Macta, SGJ, and Ubek are probably on another level dito, pare. And ayun nga, this is just one of the main reasons why that they do get this kind of distance dito sa laruan natin. Obviously, group stage in the last Masters, there was still an L took by Pacific Macta by this team, but when it comes to playoff time, pare, when all the chips are in, pare, it's still I would still bet Pacific Macta at the end of the day. But MattJess, you know, they're a good young team, good spry team, pare. They got CBN, who has 7 frags so far, and he almost clutched out in that one round. So I wouldn't say that is safe just yet. Para Pacific Macta, of course, Spa, CBN, A7J, everyone getting the kills, but MBA will only get to MattJess gets the second round on the board. And yeah, let's see if they can make the comeback. Actually, we've already seen an attempted, or not even an attempted, a comeback dito sa Ankara kanina.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, MattJess, they are that kind of team that likes setting their own pace. now that they're going to be on the BL side, I think they have much more control over the situation than Pacific Macta would want. And that's why they're actively trying to get these kills, right? Macta, so far forward, Revenge off this one, and MBA actually in Revenge. So again, they're trying to get active here, trying to stop MattJess from getting that 6th gear, right? From going from 0 to 100. And if they can stop that, then it might be that needed win for Macta in the end. But the problem is, right, MattJess, they're just so fast on taking space and in taking control of the map that Pacific Macta, they kind of have to scramble in response here.
Yeah, C4 gonna go down para sa MattJess. Oh, they actually want to plant open. They got the smoke some in to knock out the position. MG in a really good position to punish the CA player, and right on time, Justin does come out. A7J will get CYK. Pacific Macta gonna go down another round, and MattJess, now they're now starting to roll dito sa game natin. CBN is getting a lot more success with those entries, pare.
Yeah. Like I said, no, I wouldn't be surprised if MattJess do come up with this comeback. Definitely not looking good so far for Pacific Macta, because MattJess, dude, they're moving so fast here that I think Macta's attempts at trying to match that pace are punishing them more than helping them. So for Macta, I think that win condition will need to try and slow things down, but they continue to try and match MattJess here, which, you know, I'd hate to say it, but it's not exactly the style of play that Pacific Macta are well known for.
Yeah, to be fair, when you see CBN, you see like A7J and Ziva around the corner as well, so it's kind of hard to stop that kind of roll. So Justin is going to get the MZ. Obviously, that's the lurker down. So 4v4 operated here by the side of MattJess. They're still pulling a bit more far back dito sa mapa. Still staying around yellow and yung arch area. And wanting to take some LA control. Possible A execute could be incoming para sa kanila dito. But it is Justin and MBA in the top A side. MBA just re-smoking entrance to further delay yung kanilang push dito. And the flash just gonna get Justin within the position. Justin has to be careful. CBN gonna get poked out on the left side. He still gets it, Justin! What a shot by CBN. Pero MBA nagagaling sa taas. He just drops down on the 2 players. And CYK gonna peek out into the sniper of Rels. 2 versus 2. And what is gonna go on? C4 is in vents, pare. And gusto yata na MattJess iikot yung isang player. A7J is gonna try to distract it from entrance.
That's a scary one, man. They're feeling that pressure from MattJess here on LA, but Rels is already on the prowl. He's already trying to find the timing to see where Pacific Macta is. I don't know why he's actually double-checking mid right now, the way that they're aware that C4 is out in the open. So Macta, they're most probably not going to be moving from these positions. Rels might be able to get something from RS. I just double-take actually. Revenge and Rels, Mexican standoff between the 2 snipers right now. But despite all that, no, MattJess, they still don't have the C4. But they have to actively take the space. Double checking here, Revenge. Again, Rels is gone. He's actually reunited with his teammates. And now A7J with the double kill, spray and pray to get it across the finish line. MattJess very much in form right now after that first half.
Hold up, MattJess is cooking. MattJess is cooking. A7J with 10 frags. IGL. Carry no problem. Better Revenge.
Oh, see the Revenge.
But he has to know that MZ is also playing a position of so they still have to kind of tiptoe around the fact that he could be there in that big door. But, yeah, 5v4, that's still a good start para sa Pacific Macta.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna do this though. The thing about MattJess right now is that because there's so much pressure from the MattJess for moving forward, Rels is able to pick up on a couple of kills because of that pressure. So the absence of Rels here might be the loss of the advantage that they usually have. So we'll have to see if they can get around that fact, around the fact that their sniper is gone.
With the lurk play. Aldrin caught.
What?
Turning his back just in time. Headshot pa rin dito kay MZ. And 3 versus 5. MattJess gonna roll on forward. But man, making sure that FNK is covered. Alam nila na Pacific Macta might try to go for something risky here, especially buhay na buhay pati si ZYK as he does tag out CBN a bit, denying that high mid control.
Let's see, they're down 2 men right now. And not just, right, when they don't get that immediate first couple of kills, then it does usually slow down the round down to a crawl. So they're going to have to come up with some kind of surprise here. 35 seconds now. Flash is out. Signal that push in. Justin takes advantage of that flash. And A7J answering back. Just means that ZYK is going to have to activate. It's going to be all up to A7J now. 1v3. 25 seconds on the clock. There's no time to rotate. No time to even look towards the other direction. Aldrin takes them down. And Macta finally on set point.
Yep, took them a while. You know, MattJess had space to get some rounds on the board. This is the second half happened, but Pacific Macta finally with the response on the 8-take lead from the MattJess. And last round, possibly, Baraba not gonna make it back just yet. For MZ. Oh, Aldrin knew that MZ was kind of stepping up to the plate. But ZYK with the turnaround, either by A7J. And MattJess, this could be the beginning of the end, but we see CBN getting success dito sa bench. Federals with the pistol. They will get NBA and Justin, but look at the HP bars, and ZYK is gonna go right in the smoke, getting one. Va gonna go down with the last tap of the AK. Pacific Macta, they collect their own map pick of Ankara dito, pare.
Yeah, a little closer than one would want. Pacific Macta, I think they were starting to sweat there. But once the reads came in, Pacific Macta took control back, stole away the steering wheel, and now with a convincing 10-4 end to this first set, Macta looking real good.
Yeah, Macta looking like themselves today, pare. Especially, it is their map pick, but granted, it goes back to the point. It is their map pick, pare. So they're expected to look good in this map. Obviously, MattJess only getting 4 on the board, but there was some rounds na pwede nating sabihin na MattJess was actually looking very, very good. And obviously, yung kanilang form or kanilang default, right, when it comes to this BL side, they go for the 1-3-1 in some of these rounds. You know, you just send si Va and si CPN and si A7J to look for any opportunity sa mapa natin. But once that's denied, it's very, very hard para sa MattJess to get anything going sa mapa. If that initial plan fails, they go back to MZ. Makahanap si MZ sa isang side of mapa. Then if MZ fails, then, you know, it kind of gets a bit rough para sa MattJess.
Yeah, I think maybe the playbook is not as deep as one would want for MattJess. It did kind of get repetitive towards the end of this map, and I like it though. They did put in a couple of different looks. It did work for a while, but once Pacific Macta were able to get that read and take advantage of what they actually found out, then it was kind of curtains for MattJess. Not to include the fact, of course, that the end of our first half was 8-1. So it's too far to come back from as well.
Yeah, too far to come back from. I mean, first half definitely was owned by the Pacific Macta boys then and there. And yeah, there's still a lot to learn para dito sa MattJess at this very moment. I feel like they're still trying to get used to yung kanilang mga teammates dito, but they've already had four games dito sa group stage, and I would say na they're kind of learning a lot in this group stage, that's for sure. Especially they already netted some really good wins, but you know, against Macta, man, if you can't go out 100%, then it's gonna be a tough job para sa inyo dito. Especially Va, didn't really see too much galing sa kanya dito, pare.
Yeah, I think there's I wouldn't say that MattJess have underperformed here. I think it's just Pacific Macta kind of nearing their playoffs form. The way that they do play in the group stage, you know, it's more of a ramp up than just going 100 at the very starts and keeping it till the end, right? And they just looked so good here that even when it looked like MattJess were starting a comeback, for some reason, right, I don't think the mentality from Pacific Macta wavered at all during this game.
There we go, man. I mean, it's a contested game by Revenge. ZYK was getting some forward frags dito sa laruan. And Aldrin, obviously, denying MZ the space to operate into the second mid. Once we got into the second half, it was a bit of a hard time to start the game. Natin for Pacific Macta, obviously, you know, A7J getting the right rotations, MZ was getting some timings. But at the end of the day, you're still up against Pacific Macta. They're gonna figure out a way to get that over the edge. Pero yun na nga, we are gonna take a look at the set summary, of course.
Wow.
Ayun nga, I think Revenge's numbers were too high. It broke the it broke the number. Pero yun nga, A7J with a 1.29, CBN with a 1.0, still, man, posting up a 63% headshot percentage despite everything. And Va, surprisingly a good game, actually. I pointed out na he didn't really do too much dito sa laruan natin, but we're probably gonna wait and see if it is gonna be fixed. Pero, yeah, overall, just a really good game for Pacific Macta. MattJess, still a lot to learn, but it is sub-based, no? It's a very familiar site, very familiar map para sa kanila dito, and they basically know what the reps are dito sa mapa. But problem is, you are starting on the GR side first. Pacific Macta, obviously, pagdating sa kanilang blacklist, they're also really good when it comes to this map. They pressure A a lot. Napapansin ko lang dito sa sub-base, and if you can't keep second mid control, then that's gonna be MattJess all the way, or that's gonna be Macta all the way, pare.
Yeah. That's the scary thing about Macta, right? Despite the fact that, of course, it's very GR-sided sub-base as a map, I think Pacific Macta, just the amount of practice they've had, the amount of experience they have as a veteran roster here, just puts them a cut above the rest, right? It doesn't matter if you're on the disadvantaged side of the map here, but if depending on whether or not the entire team is on par for that day, then Pacific Macta more often than not will be able to get that dub in the end.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I feel like MattJess, obviously, still a lot to learn. I really feel like itong MattJess, this is a team that really doesn't realistically have a ceiling, but at the same time, since they're so young, their floor is somewhat low as well. But I feel like if you compare them to Pacific Macta, it's really a hard thing to do. Kasi obviously, Macta's already on top, right? MattJess, they're still trying to climb the ladder ng ating CFPH scene in the Philippines, but they've already gotten a few top 3 finishes in these tournaments. Obviously, losing Loy is a big part of the reason why they're not performing up to expectations kagaya na nakita natin from Masters. But now, they're gonna try to see if they can kind of work with this. No? But I think, CPN and Va, it's a good addition, bro. It's a good addition para sa kanila dito. And if this is just gonna take time para sa MattJess to kind of make everything work out in their favor. But, we're still halfway through the group stage, so we could probably see more from MattJess. Honestly, with the way that MattJess is playing now, pare, they could probably make it to top 4, but it kind of depends because top 3 is kind of stacked at the moment, right? Like Macta, SGJ, if they win their next few matches.
Vanguard's there too.
Maybe Vanguard. That recent match against MattJess, kind of changed my opinion a bit dito sa Vanguard, right? Parang nakita ko na this team does have a limit, and that limit was hit against itong NJ. But, titignan natin if Vanguard can do it for the rest of the season and eke out that 4th place. But their schedule is also looking really hard with SGJ and Pacific Macta by the tail end ng ating group stage. So, titignan natin. I think MattJess definitely in a form where they could definitely make it to top 4. But, against Macta, it's always going to be tough, pare.
Yeah. I think, of course, despite the fact that everyone's really improving here in the regional stage, right? It's just that Macta and SGJ, they're kind of a cut above the rest, right? There will be days still that not the entire roster is consistent, that there will be a chink in the armor for these teams, but more often than not, right, I would not be surprised to see them just continuously kind of roll through everyone else, which is why it's such an achievement to actually beat Macta, right? Why we're going crazy behind the scenes when that Ubik Maniac series happened yesterday. But I think Pacific Macta right now, they look really good. The smiles are good, the vibes are good, and Revenge is doing revenge things as well. So I think this Pacific Macta is the Pacific Macta that we want to see in this kind of situation.
And here we go. BL side battle for Pacific Macta. MattJess gonna be on GR side, and obviously, MattJess is the type of team to always look for that first frag, and ZYK is the unfortunate victim, pare.
Yeah. And of course, the win condition for MattJess more often than not is hinging on getting that first kill. Look at Revenge though. Already up in mid. What is Aldrin doing? He's already in CR, and nobody's here. No one's even looking in his direction. He could walk all the way forward, and CBN's not even towards him. There, the first kill now for Aldrin. Find it, MZ down by Luwag, checked out by the entire Pacific Macta roster. Full brunt force coming in from there, and it's gonna be a 4v3. No plan just yet, and as I speak, it's gonna be going down, but the retake should be coming in shortly. Here, Revenge out in the open, actually waiting for push out here, but he misses that shot. A7J sees him almost dead, but he's still very, very possibly gonna be taking down this man. No, it's nice and close. Aldrin falls elsewhere though. Yep, with the pistol, A7J takes down Revenge, and now it's gonna be the last two for Pacific Macta. Retake in full swing, but 13 seconds on the clock. All that he needs to do is play for time, keeping himself alive here by the missile. Va takes him down. Now up through Luwag. MVA able to get that double kill. Denies that defuse, and Pacific Macta run it down to the very last second. What an upset!
There we go. I mean, it's down to the 1v1s, man. And I've told you this before the game started. Pacific Macta, they love that A site. So
yeah,
we're gonna have to wait and see if they can keep that really going. But ZYK, is he gonna live for more than 1 second this time? Yes, he does. Patay na si Rel, so ZYK, he's free for now, pare. I wonder what he's gonna do. He's most likely gonna go bet.
Yeah. This scares me, man. With Rel's up and gone, this should be more likely even around for Macta unless MZ gets activated here. And you know where MVA is, but look at this. This double kill! What is that? Through the doors, both MVA and Justin, they take down CBN and MZ. They didn't even get the chance to look towards the other direction. There was no need to even push forward sneaky. That is Pacific Macta in flow state, and A7A has a lot of work to do. Cannot do a single thing. ZYA cleans him up, and that's the second round for Pacific Macta.
Oy. 2-0. Pacific Macta on the road this time dito sa kanila BL side. Pretty well attempt dito naman sa LR. We barely see this from Macta, but baka tamang testing lang. They just want to get the man off of yung lights. And you can't really get up again if meron ng tao dito sa MR kasi they kind of expect it. They're just gonna pre-M you. But yeah, Pacific Macta, all this attention made dito sa machine room, right? Second mid, probably gonna be wide open. And yun na nga, right on cue. ZYK nasa vent. And yun na nga, perfect timing every single time. And he gets the MD2 with the wallbang rails. Binabaril na nga dito sa A-site. Pero second mid, kino-control na dito na Macta. Rails nakuha na nga si ZYK. But can they get into A? They can just form him, man.
Yep, and they do. Aldrin takes down CBN. It's gonna be pushed over onto the net. The problem is right now they feel that pressure coming in from behind. Rails down at the hands of Revenge. Now it's gonna be Va again. And dito natin makikita kung gaano kabilis makapag-decide ng gagawin ng Pacific Macta. The flexibility, the experience, and just with a single snap of the fingers, they change direction and surprise MattJess yet again, Sneaky Frog.
Yep. 3-0. Pacific Macta on a roll dito sa BL side. Exact same BL side that kind of blindsided itong Ubek, no? At map number 2. So, see if that's the same case. No attempt, 0 attempt. He doesn't even check the corner, man. He wanted to go in, but
he did not care.
He did not care.
Oh, Revenge! Good morning. Now, the refrag from Revenge, equaling the numbers again, but there's a lot of damage that has been eaten by both Justin and MBA. So, the rotation's coming out from here, actually. I think Pacific Macta, now's the time to actually try and maybe do a double take. Because there's already control of CR, there's already control of Luwag here. And up through woods, MattJess, they're slowly looking for that opening to get a couple of kills out through these smokes. Switch over, Revenge. Let's go of the EWM switches, 3M4. CBN gonna go for 1 now to trade out from Aldrin. 2v3. No push out on the side just yet. But Revenge, what is that timing? He finds A7J who was not aware that he was there. And now, bomb's gonna go down. Va and MZ gonna have to come in clutch, but Revenge takes down Va. It's gonna be MZ now all alone. Push out from Luwag. He has to worry about now the 2 players up in CR, 1 in Sikip. And with only 28 seconds on the clock, and the smoke's out. Aldrin, he dances away from the bullets here. 23 seconds, and MZ trying to go for that defuse. Cannot. The headshot from Aldrin to clean it up. Pacific Macta, so much in form, looking like it might be deja vu from map number 1.
Yeah, 4-0 Pacific Macta so far, so clean. We're gonna have to wait and see if we can get it going. Justin wanting to roll on forward. Rails getting 2 and trying to that's the pace. You cannot match their pace. You cannot match their free style. Not like this. But
yep,
down to 1 HP.
That's gonna be a scary one. DYK's gone. Revenge, despite all that, he does get a kill, but they know where he is. Sprays him down. It's Justin, and it might be curtains for this round just because of the fact that Rels has gone absolutely nuclear here. That is the MattJess power, but the problem is, man, once Pacific Macta realizes that they can't play at that same pace, man, like you said, if they cannot match your freak, then don't even try.
Don't even try. CBN, headshot agad dito kay Justin ZYK. We're getting si Va. But Revenge with the sniper. He's gonna try to get Rels for the third time. The master of the smoke. Ay. Rels, maybe one more. CBN, of course, it's a headshot, pare. Revenge with ZYK. Possibly losing this round unless ZYK can do something. Anong pwedeng gawin ni Aldon dito? Aldon, ayan na nga, ginamitan ng edad dito sa CBN. Rels, stuck sa corner. Nakuha na nga si Rels. Revenge nakuha si Rels. Nako po. Pinakitaan dito ni Aldon ang paano mag AK-47. And ayun na nga, 5-1 Pacific Macta. Napatawan na lang dito si ZYK.
And kung kailangan na lang ilabas yung edad, garon na yung ginawa ng Pacific Macta. Binata na lang sila. Ayan, matches, kailangan nilang maghanap ng bagong paraan para manalo. And it's gonna be Rels again. One yung Revenge dito, but now the double swing coming in from Pacific Macta. Nagulat si MZ, wala siya nagawa doon. 4v4 now, but there's a lot of damage on the Macta members. DYK Aldrin. Very far apart right now. Tamang regroup lang para sa Pacific Macta. Again, they're not gonna try to match the pace ng MattJess dito, and it might just be the key to victory here. Fa trying to bait out something here through his presence in Luwag. And it's not gonna be a woods-centric push from Pacific Macta this time around because the entire MattJess roster is waiting here. A7J pushing all the way up, gets taken out by Justin and Va as well. Out through the smoke. Suddenly, MattJess, they run out of manpower, pare. Tamang gulat factor lang para sa Pacific Macta. Wala sila nagawa. Ngayon, kailangan nila mag-regroup. And now, up through the vents, Rels. I don't think he's aware that he's been able to push all the way up right here. Now, already Aldrin above Rels. Takes him down. Stealth assassination type. Si CBN na lang natira. 1v3 dito. And he's on vents again. Oh no! Oh no! CBN, what a timing he took.
Yeah, pero 25 seconds, you're gonna have to go through. Okay, pero Justin will avoid that nade for now. Doesn't have the flash. Doesn't decide to use it. He's just gonna straight up go for the headshots. Flash is gonna go through, but he dodged it. But the flash landed in his face anyway, pare. You know, it happens to the best of us. NBA just hindi na lang magpipeak. And sabay na lang pala silang maglalaro dito. 6-1 Pacific Macta with pure dominance dito sa kanilang BL side. And yeah, it's just Macta on sub-base, man.
Yeah, Macta on sub-base. Looking real good, but here Rels awake again. He takes down MVA. Let's start to the round. MattJess, let's see if they can follow up on that and maybe get a second round on the board. And this is a scary thing, right, CJ? Knowing the way that sub-base works, it's usually kind of GR-sided if you're not up against Macta. But MZ looking to try and eliminate more. He takes down 2 in the faces of the Macta members. And even Revenge is not going to be ready for that. Justin's going to be left alone. 1v5 dito. And yun na nga, no, the speed at which MJ are able to play this game is unmatched by many right now. Second round on the board for MattJess. It's not over yet. Hopefully they don't let it get much farther than this.
6-2. You see MR exchange, MG, and Va.
Aldrin!
Ay, DCX si Aldrin! And ZYK na lang pala bahala dito. And it's 3v4 at the start of the round. And what did he do?
What?
Huh? Equipped
Good
with it.
morning.
Yes, sir.
Not see that coming. Now Rels switches over to 3. He's MVA in the open. Headshot from MVA. Good correction, and Justin's giving pressure from connector now. Up to the Raptors here. CBN will fall. A7J trying to hide around the pillar. Cannot play a ring around the Rosie enough. And it's gonna be 7-2. Pacific Macta very much in the lead. And look at those smiles. It looks like they've won already.
Oh. A bit of blocking going on. My man wanted to go A. But he got blocked from that position. MRK, they do go left side, which is way more safe to go rather than yung itong right side natin. Justin 30 crawling in, wanting to go up. Pero nandito na. The rest of the matches are gonna pour in, but it's a crossfire.
NBA!
It's a crossfire. 2v3. Rels will get his CYK. My man was speaking sa passage. A bit too confident, Ibare.
Yeah. It's scary, man. A little bit of a shock here. I think MattJess, they've gotten all this space. Look how far forward they are. Aldrin takes out MZ. It's a surprise, good sir. Where do you even look? And now, Rels, how do you take this away? Revenge is right on the other side of the smoke. He's not going to even be checked here. There's the opportunity, and he takes it. 8 for Pacific Macta. Speed run, any percent on sub base? Anyone?
Oh, 8-2. 10 frags para dito kay NBA so far. Okay, CBN getting the headshot. And Justin! Popping off with the AK. Naging 2v2 na naman. We're getting a bit crazy here dito sa sub base. Revenge switching to the AK this time. And he wants to go for the rifle matchup dito, pare. Why not?
Why not, man? If it's gonna turn into a game of TDM, why not? And now Pacific Macta, they've backed off. Alam nila that they have done that initial fights and have gotten their win condition. Now they need to follow up on the game plan. Up through woods now, MattJess exploring. Putting on that Dora hat. With a minute and 41 seconds still, Pacific Macta unaware that MattJess have made it all the way towards A. Should be having that sniff of an idea right now that MattJess are finally here. Now, reuniting in CR. Push out from Alden. He's already in woods. I don't think anyone's going to be ready for this. He pushes out. Look at that. What a flick onto the face of Aldrin here. It's going to be up to Revenge now. 30 seconds remain here with the AK in the hands of Revenge. He's going to have to check and take them down one by one. He has to be careful. MZ push out past Metal Block. Takes his head down. Now Bob perfect on the swing. Catches him with his pants down. MattJess with 3.
Ayun nga. Oh, what happened to Rels? I thought he was frozen back, but he's fine. 8 Pacific Macta have yet to get match point dito sa laruan natin every single time. Nilalabanan nila yung MR. CBN will get CMVA. Justin gets away in time, down to low HP, but the damage he did to CBN was definitely significant, pare. Pero sa A7J, he's gonna try to replicate itong si ZYK via defense position. So I think what's gonna happen here is, it's a B-split. Meron malalaglag na second mid from Vent. And let's see how Macta reacts. Pero MZ will get revenge. ZYK will get itong si MZ. Pero Aldrin's watching it. Aldrin's watching it. A7J. Oh,
A7J!
Oh my god, he forgot to press mouse 1, pare.
Oh, no. Like he's trying to chase him down. Oh, no, he gets baited out. A7J hits the U-turn. Surprises in Tokyo Drift style, and now it's going to be up to Justin here, 1v3. Minute and 30 on the clock still. No plant just yet. But Justin so low, and Rels finds him out in the open. MattJess again looking on form to maybe try and form a comeback.
There we go. Comeback could be possible in all honesty. Especially BL side, no? This is kind of bread and butter dito na MattJess. So PM, they're gonna not fight for MR anymore, pare. They're gonna make matches work for the natin. ZYK peeking second mid. How is MZ in? No one was watching passage. Yun lang. And they get second mid control. No problem in ACR. ZYK gets one. Doesn't get the second. Revenge going through Vent's side because he accidentally might have just let one person through, and it just happened to be MZ.
No.
Hindi na makakalabas si Revenge. Hindi na siya makakalabas. He has to decide. Oh, it does go down dito sa CR. But, bro, what a mess of a round, pare. What is happening?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was quite a lot of miscommunication in the Pacific Macta camp for that round. And that mistake might be what is gonna turn this round around. Now MattJess securing round 4, all because of one small opening that MattJess have turned into a full-on door.
There you go, 8-5. He's down. Revenge does go down in the hands of Rel. CBN. Nakita na nga si Justin. They go back to the MR push, but I feel like ina-expect na to ng MattJess, no? They're gonna fight itong MR, and then they're gonna go from there. But it's gonna require like a highlight play, maybe gonna kay ZYK or kay MBA to kind of fight off any possible B aggression dito na MattJess.
Yeah. And the thing is here, man, matches have not even taken any space. They just went into the fight. IMVA out in the open. Oh, caught too many crosses on the other side. Headshot from CBN to take him down. 3F checked out all the check boxes here on the checklist. And it's gonna be nice and clean. MattJess looking like they can make it possible.
There we go. 6 to 8. Okay, MattJess, nakahabol. I mean, the only thing that Macta hasn't done yet, which is you get aggressive woods control siguro. And try to see what happens. But, think very quick vent stake. Galing kay MZ.
Okay. He's not around the corner just yet. Macta wants to get him. But there's damage being sustained by the MattJess members elsewhere on the map. It's a little bit awkward. So MZ, it's going to be up to him to try and surprise things. No, ZYK spots him out. Flash. Expected. He's already in Sikip. Not even looking in that direction. The entirety of MattJess walking into the smoke pit that is in the hands of Pacific Macta. ZYK gonna be good for 2. A7J answering back on the IGL. But there's no space still. Up through Sikip now. Rels gonna have the chance here. MVA might be able to find the timing here as they're going in. Plant now being brought out. MVA trying to deny, cannot. He takes out Rels eventually though. And MZ on top of the missile. Still alive. 2v3. Taking him down up through the fancy footwork now. Past that metal box. He's still alive. Takes out one. Aldrin. Good for the other. A7J waiting for the rotation to happen, but he cannot respond. Revenge takes him down. And Pacific Macta. It's match points.
9 to 6. Macta inches away from finishing this game, pare. And MattJess, do they have anything left in the gas tank? They've got so much rounds in the second half. Oh, he just missed the jump. Oh, might have to try it again. Part 2? Nah, Rels, he's
I don't
gonna
think he has the time. Yeah. Already here. Now, Rels out in the open. Almost got caught here by the double swing from Pacific Macta. It's a dangerous game to be playing, man. And Aldrin, he catches MZ here. This time, no sneaky tactics for you, sir. Down to a 4v5.
There you go. For the first time, actually, Naito Macta is actually having equal score all across the board.
Yeah. And I like it, man. When Macta is firing on all engines, that's what you want to see. That's the kind of form you want to see. Smokes up here, denying vision from MattJess. They don't know where to go from Woods, from MR. No, muzzle flash not gonna be praised by Rels either. And things are getting awkward, Sneaky. The time is running low. MattJess, they need to start deciding where to go in the end because, you know, despite all that, no matter what they do, they're not gonna be able to pick anyone off just because of the discipline on the Macta camp. It's a minute to go.
MC gone. Even if they take it on these right, right? First contact's gonna be NBA.
Oh no!
Take it out immediately. See Rels keeps him in. NBA. Oh, does spot ones. Immediately flash thrown. Para sa kanya dito. NBA does he know there's a guy. There's a luwag already. NBA getting fought by 2 players. Now MattJess is this a denial of the rotation. Revenge with the rifle. Aldrin will get the trade. Pero nakababa na yung dalawang players ng MattJess dito. What a shot from Aldrin! Nakuha na si A7J. Where is the flashes? Va trying to hide as much as possible. Ayaw na magpakita ng paa dito. Aldrin fully blinded. Si Va 1 HP. They're just sending it on the last player. Va on 1 HP. And that is the finish. The finish line is right then and there. Pacific Macta. They got the sweep. Bit more of a fight getting to MattJess this time on the sub-base map. But a win pa rin para sa Pacific Macta.
Yeah, win is a win, and I think this is a little bit of a story that is mirroring set 1 here. They got a very convenient first half, looking great, and then a little bit of a comeback from MattJess. But the problem was, right, once Pacific Macta has you downloaded, then it's too hard to come back from.
Yeah, honestly, and that's just how it is. That is just how it is, para dito sa Pacific Macta, especially pag nandito kayo sa sub-base, right? And Ubek knows this all too well, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, sub-base, man. Pacific Macta, they have that handle, they have that practice. They also pick that sa mga international play natin. So, wouldn't be surprised if they do really well dun sa mapa na yun. But, ayun nga, that is pretty much it here for the actual series. Obviously, first map, MattJess tried to fight back with some of the rounds dito sa kanilang BL side. Didn't work out in their favor. Macta just closed it out. Second map naman, a bit more of a fight. They were actually catching some of yung MR pushes na ginagawa dito ng Pacific Macta. And Macta was really trying to end this one quickly, no? At least some of the rounds here para hindi makaset up yung MattJess. Not gonna look for any of the holes ng defense ng Macta in the sub-base map. But, by the tail end of the game, I feel like every single round went down to a 2v2, 3v3, and Macta is winning those out at it.
Yeah. Just playing as a team, right? Again, this it might look like it was a mess, but there was all these protocols set up by Pacific Macta, right? How they respond when there's a push up through MR, how they respond when there's a push up through woods, right? And more often than not, whenever you try and make an entry onto a certain point on the map, there will be at least 2 Pacific Macta members waiting for you with their crosshairs already trained on the door. So that just comes with practice, man. The protocols, the drills that come in with scrims, that come in with VOD reviews, right? And Pacific Macta, they're a veteran roster for a reason. They've been playing the game for much longer than most of the people here, maybe even longer than the live of some of the people that have been playing in the current league.
Yeah, for sure. I think yung experience ng talaga ng Pacific Macta, they know how to deal with teams just like MattJess year and year again in this kind of play. And yun nga, no, for the side of MattJess, it's a learning experience para sa kanila dito. Obviously, they're still in a really good spot at group stage, ending up 3-2. There we go, 3-2. So still not a bad spot para sa kanila dito. They can still end up 4-2 if they can win out the rest of the games. But the rest of the schedule looks pretty hard for the MattJess squad. Let me just take a quick look at it, pare. So they still have a matchup against itong Ubek Maniac tomorrow, their fellow Cebuanos. I'm particularly excited para doon. Just to see improvement ng UM and, try to see if UM can get revenge dito sa MattJess in that fire playoffs with the MattJess boys. But, of course, MattJess, they all have their own moves. They have their own things going on. It would be a funny story too, man, because, Loy versus old team. They're going to try and see how good CBN is. Can he compare to Loy when he was entry fragging, obviously? So, looking forward to that matchup. And, I think they still have a week 3 matchup as well. So October 5, they have to play against itong Sunday Shrooms. So if they can have a really good game against itong maybe take a map off of them, maybe even the series if they're peaking at the right time, and if they can definitely just be clean against itong Sunday Shrooms, they can definitely make it to playoffs, man.
Yeah. But, that's kind of the scary part, right? As we are approaching the second half, more the tail end right now, because we're only going for 7 rounds of matches here for each team. That also means that the longer it takes for MattJess to get closer to the top, the less likely it is to happen. Just because, all across the board, the people who are already in the top 3 right now, right? Pacific Macta, Ubek Maniac, very, very solidified already in their current positions. And if MattJess have to do this kind of catch-up, then, man, it might be way too much to ask for. But of course, this MattJess squad, they have been in this kind of tight spot before. And I would not be surprised if they can eke out at least the 4th place in the playoffs.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised at all. At most, we are possibly seeing like 4-3? Yeah, maybe 4-3 para sa kanila dito. I mean, to be fair, that's how they qualified as well in last season. I think it was 5-2 para sa kanila. Oh no, it was 4-3. There we go. I was correct. Pero yun nga, match MVP is going to be Aldrin once again, picking up another one, man. Week 2 Aldrin has been hitting different para sa Pacific Macta. So it's kind of nice to see that he's getting back into the swing of things, pare.
Yeah, I think Aldrin, he maybe needed to get that stride back after, what is a disappointing CFS APAC series run. And considering, of course, Pacific Macta having the resources that they have, I would not be surprised if they did kind of change up the system that they had at the time to really hit their stride here in regionals right now as we see it. I mean, we even saw them being put to the test up against the CGT the other day, where it looked kind of messy. And even that defeat against Ubek Maniac as well. So it took them so much time here, but, depending, what they showed today, it just looks so good that I think this might be the prime form that they were looking for, and they have finally solidified what they want to look like, what system they want to play in for our current group stage.
Here, bro, 4-10 and 6-10. Obviously, you know, MattJess not winning any of the maps, but still, there's still a lot to point out para dito sa MattJess now that a lot of stuff they did right. Obviously, CBN was popping off then sa sub base. You know, MZ especially, man, he was back dito sa sub base more than anything. He was sneaking through passage time and time again, catching itong si Revenge or itong mga B-side players natin dito and Justin from time to time. So, you know, it's still something na despite a loss, if I was MattJess here, I would still look at it as like, all right, this is something that we can improve on for the next few games, especially now we have something to bod review, see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and you know, maybe try to refine the style a bit para sa kanila dito, no? Kasi MattJess has a very interesting style where, you know, it's very fast, it's very buggy, but still, you know, they know what to do, what to counter, kung anong kaya nilang kunin sa mapa, anong hindi nila kayang kunin, what they have to force, what they don't have to force. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the journey is going to be like para dito sa MattJess, pare.
Yeah, and I think, you know, MattJess, the way that they're proving themselves right now in the group stage, I think it's a really interesting run. Knowing that, of course, they have sometimes looked extremely powerful, but sometimes looking vulnerable, right? Especially here in this series in particular. I think MattJess they only have up to go from here. I don't think they're going to be dying down anytime soon. And, you know, this young squad, MattJess, as they get more experience under their belt, I would not be surprised to see them get even better, get on the level of the rivals here in the group stages, and maybe in the years to come as well. But of course, that being said, congratulations Pacific Macta. What a sweep for MattJess. They're gonna have to go back to the drawing board here and try and eke out that playoff spot. But it's been me, Josuave, here with Sneaky. When we're back, the last series of the day, we'll see you guys in after this short break.